From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Tuesday, April 21st, 2026. I'm Sarah Lane. Vercel confirms breach. Stolen data for sale. Vercel disclosed an incident involving unauthorized access to internal systems after an employee's Google Workspace account was compromised at AI platform Context.ai, then pivoted into Vercel environments. The attacker accessed some customer environment variables that weren't marked as sensitive and not encrypted at rest, enabling further escalation, though core services and open source projects like Next.js were not impacted. The company is investigating with incident response experts, advising customers to rotate secrets and review configuration. A threat actor claiming to be shiny hunters is attempting to sell alleged stolen data. ZionSiphon targets water infrastructure. Darktrace researchers identified ZionSiphon malware targeting water treatment and desalination systems that activates under certain geographic and environmental conditions. The malware can scan ICS networks, interact with industrial protocols, and attempt to manipulate chlorine dosing and pressure settings. Key components are still incomplete, and a coding flaw can prevent execution. So while not fully operational, the tool highlights growing attacker interest in developing malware against critical infrastructure. Bluesky blames outage on DDoS. Bluesky said a sophisticated, distributed denial-of-service attack caused a widespread outage beginning April 15th, disrupting core features like feeds, notifications, and search as traffic overwhelmed its systems. The company says services stabilized by April 16th despite ongoing attacks and didn't find evidence of unauthorized access to user data. An Iran-linked group known as 313 Team claimed responsibility. Scattered Spider hacker pleads guilty. Tyler Robert Buchanan, a British man accused of leading the Scattered Spider group, pleaded guilty in the U.S. to wire fraud and aggravated identity theft tied to more than $8 million in cryptocurrency theft via SMS phishing and SIM swapping attacks. Prosecutors say the group targeted multiple companies, stealing credentials to hijack email accounts and crypto wallets, with members using tactics like MFA fatigue and social engineering to breach networks. Buchanan faces up to 22 years in prison. Huge thanks to our sponsor, ThreatLocker. ThreatLocker is extending zero trust beyond endpoint control. With their recent release of Zero Trust Network Access and Zero Trust Cloud Access, access isn't based on credentials alone. It requires the right user, the right device, and the right conditions. Because, as we've seen in recent large-scale CRM breaches, stolen credentials and misconfigurations can expose massive amounts of data. With ThreatLocker, nothing is exposed, and access is limited to exactly what is needed. Learn more and start your free trial today at threatlocker.com/CISO. French document agency personal data exposed. A cyber attack on France's National Agency for Secure Documents, also known as ANTS, exposed personal data from user accounts on its identity and driver's license portal after a security incident detected on April 15th. The compromised data may include login credentials, names, emails, birth dates, and unique identifiers, with some cases also involving addresses and phone numbers, though uploaded documents weren't affected and access to accounts wasn't enabled. Authorities haven't identified the attacker or scope of the breach. Serial to IP flaws expose legacy systems. Forescout researchers uncovered 20 vulnerabilities in Lantronix and Silex serial to IP converters, devices that are widely used to connect legacy industrial and healthcare systems to networks, exposing them to remote exploitation. The flaws enable attacks including remote code execution, firmware tampering, data manipulation, and denial of service, with demonstrated scenarios such as disrupting medical devices or falsifying industrial sensor data. Both vendors have released patches following disclosure. CISA also issued an advisory. Seiko USA website defaced. Attackers defaced Seiko USA's website, claiming that they breached its Shopify backend and exfiltrated a full customer database, replacing a site section with a ransom note demanding negotiations within 72 hours. The alleged data includes names, contact details, order history, shipping addresses, and account information, though the claims haven't been independently verified and no threat actor has come forward. Seiko removed the defacement, but hasn't confirmed the breach publicly. Italian regulator finds National Postal Service orgs. Italy's data protection regulator fined Poste Italiane and its payments unit PostPay a combined €12.5 million for illegally processing user data through their mobile apps. The regulator said that the apps collected extensive device-level data, including installed and running apps, in ways deemed overly invasive and unnecessary for fraud prevention. Authorities also cited failures around transparency, security safeguards, and excessive data retention. As we all age in cybersecurity, it's hard not to fall back on back in my day cliches. A thread on the cybersecurity subreddit argued that people who grew up in the 80s and 90s developed real security instincts by breaking things, and arguing that kids these days haven't built up the same immunity when it comes to cyber roles. This week on the CISO Series podcast, we're discussing if there's any truth to that idea. Look for the episode, Back in My Day, You Could Get a Cybersecurity Job at the Corner Store, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you have thoughts on the news from today or about our show in general, be sure to reach out to us. feedback@CISOseries.com. We really want to hear from you. I'm Sarah Lane, reporting for the CISO Series. You stay classy out there, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Cybersecurity headlines are available every weekday. Head to CISOseries.com for the full stories behind the headlines.